Activity 2. Climb the health ladder. Let's understand the objectives of this activity. In this activity, you will learn about diabetes and the ways to prevent the onset of diabetes. Have you ever heard someone talk about sugar? Not the sugar which you put in a glass of milk or in nimbu pani. We want you to learn about a disease called diabetes mellitus, which in a layman's language is often referred to as sugar ki bimari. To know about diabetes, you must learn about two terms, glucose and insulin. When we eat food, it is digested in the digestive tract. Most of the food we eat is broken down into glucose. Glucose is a form of sugar in the blood. It is the principal source of fuel for our body, which gives us energy and helps us grow. Insulin is a hormone that is produced by the pancreas. Insulin makes it possible for our cells to take in the glucose. A person with diabetes has a condition in which the quantity of glucose in the blood is too high, hyperglycemia. If someone is diabetic, the pancreas makes little or no insulin, or the cells cannot use insulin very well. Glucose builds up in the blood and cannot get into the cells, resulting in high blood glucose levels. If blood glucose stays too high, it can damage many parts of the body, such as the heart, eyes, kidneys, nerves, and blood vessels. Type 1 diabetes mellitus, previously referred to as juvenile diabetes or insulin-dependent diabetes mellitus, IDDM, develops when the pancreas does not produce insulin at all. Type 1 diabetes is the least common and accounts for 15% of all people with diabetes. Type 2 diabetes mellitus, previously referred as non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, NIDDM, occurs when the body is able to produce some insulin but not enough for it to function properly, or when the cells in the body do not react to insulin, known as insulin resistance. It accounts for 85 to 95% of all people with diabetes. More children are now being diagnosed with this condition from a very young age. Gestational diabetes mellitus, GDM, is a type of diabetes that develops only during pregnancy. World Diabetes Day is on November 14th every year. Let's see what puts one at risk of getting diabetes. Unhealthy eating habits, that is, too much junk food, low intake of fruits and vegetables, low fiber intake, etc., being overweight or obese, physical inactivity or when you don't get enough physical activity, mother, father, brother, sister, or grandparents have or had diabetes. Alcohol or drug addiction is also a big risk factor. High blood pressure, high cholesterol level, and stress. The signs can be so minor that we don't even think about them as being an early warning sign of diabetes at all. But it is extremely important to get the right medical assistance as soon as possible. The signs are increased frequency of urination, increased hunger, unusual thirst, blurred vision, feeling of tiredness, weight loss without any reason, numbness or tingling in feet and or hands, frequent infection of the skin, delayed wound healing, high cholesterol level and irritability. Let's look at the ways to prevent and control diabetes. They are: maintain a healthy body weight, be physically active regularly, maintain a healthy balance in your diet, do not include too much fat or sugar in your diet, eat foods that are high in fiber like salads, fruits, whole grains, cereals, whole pulses and its products. Avoid tobacco use, drug and alcohol abuse. Avoid consuming aerated drinks, for example, cola drinks. Read the food label on packaged food items like information about the nutritional value of a food and shelf life of the food product. Now that you have learned about diabetes and the ways to prevent it, you can answer these questions. What is diabetes? Types of diabetes. What puts one at risk of getting diabetes? Risk factors of diabetes. Ways to prevent and control diabetes. Play the game to check your knowledge of diabetes. If you're doing this activity in a group, encourage other students to share their knowledge about diabetes and give your perspective about preventing the onset of diabetes by following healthy lifestyle practices. Roll the dice and learn while you play. Ladders will take you up, but snakes will take you down. Eat more raw vegetables, pulses and grains. Avoid too much fats and sugars. Eat more raw vegetables, pulses and grains. Being overweight and obese. Being overweight and obese. Eat more fruits instead of drinking fruit juices.
Player 2 has won.
Remember these good and bad habits. Good habits. Be physically active or exercise regularly. Wash hands with soap and water. Eat more raw vegetables, pulses and grains. Maintain a healthy body weight. Eat more fruits instead of drinking fruit juices. Bad habits. Use of addictions like tobacco or alcohol, no exercise, too much fats and sugars, being overweight and obese, eating junk foods. Hope you enjoyed doing this activity. Now, you have learnt about diabetes, its risk factors, and ways to prevent diabetes. End of activity 2.